Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Pratibha. Have you ever sat down to visualize your goals, but all you could ever see is a blank screen in your mind? No images, you don't see any clarity. You're just getting frustrated because the harder you try, the fussier it becomes. If that's you, you are not alone because a lot of us struggle to see things clearly in our mind's eye, especially in a world where we are constantly getting overstimulated, stressed, and disconnected from the inner world of ours. And visualization is one of the most powerful tools we have for change in manifestation, in healing, in performance, and even in creativity. So, how do we reclaim this natural gift of ours? Let's see. When I was a child, I had no trouble imagining and seeing things in my mind. I know so many of you can relate to this, right? In fact, I would draw in every wall of our home, top to bottom, corner to corner. It did not matter that we lived in rented houses. I had to spill my creativity somewhere. And the fact that my parents had to repaint every room twice before we moved out to a new place is so funny to hear them talk about it. But like many of us, I lost the connection. As I grew older, the world became more digital, more practical, and less magical. Back then, I did not realize I was living in a constant state of creative seeing. I was naturally tapped into this inner world of mine. There came a time when I couldn't even picture the goals that I wanted. Visualization felt forced, frustrating, dry, until I began exploring the deeper roots of imagination through the practice of yoga, meditation, and these profound mental practices that help me to reawaken the inner vision of mine. So I will share that with you guys. There are 3 keys to reconnect with your inner vision. And the first thing that you need to do to effectively visualize is to relax your body and mind. You cannot skip that because that will help you to ease into the state of visualization. And the second key is to improve your concentration, your focus. And the third thing is seeing. Really seeing the things and observing it that appears in your vision field. I can give you an example of that. Sometimes when we are walking down the street, we are thinking about something in our mind, and we might miss our friend or a colleague that's passing by, and they might call you or ask you about it the next day. Why didn't you say hi to them or notice them? It happens, right? So all of these can be developed. Okay? And all these 3 have their roots in yoga. So we call it pranayama, dharana, and pratyahara. When I was learning yoga, I subconsciously applied these practices that I have learned into my lifestyle, and I started improving my visualization. First step is relaxation, because tension, whether it's in physical or mental form, blocks imagination. It creates friction. So we really have to remove the tension from our body to allow ourselves to imagine, to visualize. In yoga, pranayama, which is the conscious breathing pattern, isn't just about oxygen. It's also about intaking life energy or life force called prana. By practicing relaxation techniques, you ease into the state of this imaginative, creative state, allowing space for your imagination to take place. By indulging in any relaxing activity that calms your mind and body, like breath work, progressive muscle relaxation, breathing meditation, auto suggestion, etc. You can find the one that works for you. Even restorative yoga poses can help you to relax your mind and body. And the second one is concentration. In yoga, we call it dharana. Once we relax our mind and body, we have to practice concentration. In yoga, dharana means holding your focus steadily on an object. Okay? So that is what we are going to do to improve our concentration skill. So you basically have to focus on a singular object. You can choose any object and try to keep it in front of you where you can see it clearly, and just concentrate on, just focus on the object, the details, okay, the color, everything. This helps you to improve your concentration. And if your mind is wandering, you can always use your breath to bring yourself back to the present moment and focus on the object. It doesn't matter how many times your mind wanders, you can, bring back by using your breath and focusing on the object again. This kind of presence stabilizes your mind and improves your concentration. And the next thing is seeing. To see is not just to look with your eyes, but to look with alertness and awareness. That is what seeing is all about. Seeing with the mind's eye. So you basically can practice this by expanding on the practice that I have mentioned before. Keeping an object in front of you and look at it from multiple point of views. Like, you have now explored what the object looks like, okay, in dharana, in concentration. But now you're going to explore more than that. Different angles, what is the use of it, and how particular person will feel when they take it. So like that, you have to put multiple perspectives when you look at that object. I hope you understand. So here is what it looks like. Basically, you pick an object and you just observe it without labels, just pure seeing, and move closer physically just until the object fills your mind, your consciousness, and then zoom out. See it in a wider perspective. Now, see it from multiple point of view. From above, from below. As a child, as a dreamer, you can put multiple point of views while looking at this object that you have selected. That really helps you to see with your mind's eye. This exercise of shifting vantage points strengthens your imaginative muscles. You are basically training your mind to create flexible, vivid inner images. And also I want to add this method called Da Vinci method, which I have read in a book called Seeing with the Mind's Eye. Leonardo da Vinci used to let his imagination play by looking at the cracks on the walls, imagining it as animals, landscapes, people. We all have done that, right? I used to do that with water bubbles, clouds, and just really see the image. Like I said, see it, shift to the vantage point and really see it with your mind's eye. This will help you to improve your imagination. This stimulates spontaneous inner imagery, exactly what the visualization needs. With the help of yoga and by reading several books, especially the book called Seeing with the Mind's Eye, I was able to revive my imaginative self back. Now, whenever I sit to visualize, whatever it is that I'm visualizing, whether it's love, whether it's, any kind of goals, financial abundance, it feels vivid, it feels natural. Like I naturally transition into that state. It, it feels effortless. By training your mind to relax, concentrate, and really see with your mind's eye, you can also visualize effortlessly. I hope this information is useful to you. Check out the link in my description box to enroll in my course Vision Board Academy and learn how to manifest your dream life using Vision Board. See you all in next video. Bye.